everybody, it's Kim, and I am back for another episode of the Crafty Nomad podcast. Yay! Alright, hopefully you guys can hear me. Sometimes I have a little bit of trouble with the iPhone audio, but hopefully it'll all wash out in the editing. Anyway, this is Kim, the Crafty Nomad, and you guys know they call me that because I'm all over the place when it comes to my crafting. And you can see a little bit of evidence behind me. You can see some mixed media art. You can see some weaving, a little bit of weaving. And then over on this side, lots of craft supplies. And it's all about the shenanigans. So anyway, I'm glad to be here today. I'm just going to be hopefully a quick episode. I have not been like going crazy with the crafting over the last few weeks. But I've done some, and so I'm going to share with you some of the things that I've been working on. I got some finishes. I'm going to share a couple of WIPs that you guys have seen if you've watched the lives. The one with Christi, Hook and Stitch Live with Kim and Chris. I did show some of this stuff, but a lot of especially the finishes, I finished since then. So excuse me, you guys know my issue, so I may sound a little bit funny, but you know I'm here, I'm on camera, and I'm ready to go. So let's start out with where you can find me on the internet. I'm Kim the Crafty Nomad on Instagram. I do have a Facebook group for this podcast, which I will link down below. In addition, I'll have my email address down below. And I will leave a link to my Etsy shop where when I get myself together, you will be able to find some project bags and all of that. But I think that's everything. Now, I'm going to put my email address in the description box below. But I wanted to mention something that, a couple things I want to mention before we get started with the actual show. One thing I want to talk about is Classy Kim. Kim Go from the Classy Kim podcast. She is having some serious health issues, and her attitude is so positive and wonderful. But I do want to request some prayers for her, so send some prayers her way, and just keep her in your good thoughts, and send good vibes and prayers and everything else her way, as she is, like I said, wonderful attitude. But we want her to get healthy, so let's all pray for that. And I think that's the one prayer request that I wanted to mention today. I also wanted to mention got a warning from the wonderful Rose from Rose Likes Crochet. So I wanted to mention it here. Apparently, there are people who are emailing and asking some of the larger podcasters for yarn. I think Carrie Penny has been hit up. I believe that Rose, of course, and I think Crystal from Bag of Day Crochet. Now, I just figure I'm just not big enough for anybody to try and get any yarn from me. But if you're watching this podcast, I'm just going to tell you now, it's just not even worth the effort to send me an email. To ask for yarn. So I'm not sure what the whole deal is. I don't know if they just think because certain people have a lot of yarn that they can ask for it, but I think it's pretty rude. So if people want to give generously, like Crystal gives generously, Rose gives generously, there's lots of people. Christi from Crochet Creations by Christi, she gives generously, but that's her prerogative. That is not anybody's right to come and ask for the yarn that they worked hard for. These ladies work hard, whether YouTube is their full-time job or if they have full-time jobs. People go to work every day to get the things that they want to get, and that's the bottom line. So I haven't been hit up. I don't think I will, because I'm not like a huge podcaster, and it's actually one of the reasons why I don't do a lot of yarn hauls, because I do think that people see that and they go, oh, they have so much extra, let me ask them for some. There's lots of ways to get yarn on the budget. I mean, Crystal just gave away 100 balls to Cynthia King. So congratulations, Cynthia. But yeah, just it's just crazy that's what people think they have a right to do. I just don't think it's anybody's right to do that. So enough said about that. Let me show you guys a couple things that I got from Hobby Lobby. I went out yesterday and I didn't get much. I didn't even get any yarn. Yarn actually wasn't on sale. Oh, I did get yarn though. Okay, so you guys know I'm making the Gnome towel toppers, and I'm trying to make a set for every holiday so I can gift it to my mom. So I found these 4th of July towels, these patriotic red, white, and blue towels uh, at Hobby Lobby. They are $5.99, but they were 40% off, so I got 2 of those. I already used this, but I got another set of these because I find that getting the E6000 in these small tubes is much better than a bigger tube because I end up just totally messing up. So to go with I did get yarn. To go with these, I really was hoping to find a cotton that had the red, white, and blue. Let me know, comment down below if you know that Lily, Sugar and Cream, or somebody has a red, white, and blue cotton. But I did not. Hobby Lobby didn't have a red, white, and blue in their brand of cotton, and neither did Michael's. I went to Michael's as well, and walked out and didn't buy a thing. I went to Michael's, and I looked at all the Lily Sugar and Cream, and there was no red, white, blue. So I decided just go with the blue, and I think it's gonna be cute once I make the towel topper. So you guys will see that on an upcoming video. Then I have some solid red towels for Christmas. And I got these two. This colorway is called, and this is the Crafter's Secret Cotton. These have, this is called Love Christmas. As 95 yards each, and it is a number 4. And it is 100% cotton. And this colorway, same brand. This one is called Denim. So I'm using the denim for the 4th of July ones, and then this will be for the Christmas set. So those will be upcoming projects. Now I got a package. I don't know where to label it because I already used this on one of the projects. But I got a package of these dowels, and I use these. I'm just going to pop that off of this. I can tell you the size. But really, I use these to stabilize my amigurumi. I stick a dowel between the body and the head to try and keep it from being all floppy. So I needed some more of these. Now, I went to Michael's because the Craft Smart or the Creatology brand usually has a set of dowels that are half this size, but I couldn't find one in the Michael's I went to. But I had picked these up already, and you can just break them in half, and you can use a pencil sharpener if you want to sharpen up the edges. But that's what I got that for. Then I got just some beads. I saw a couple people haul these, the Paper Crafters, and this is the bubblegum bead mix from Bead Design Co. These beads were not on sale, and Hobby Lobby no longer has the 40% off discount. So I paid full price for these, unfortunately, but they have some pretty beads in there. So I got that. And then, of course, guys, because I want to make some Lakers style scrunchies, I realized that I needed like a matte yellow. I have a pearlescent type of yellow, and then I've got a purple. And they have, these were 50% off, so they were $1. I think these are $1.99, so these were $1 each. And then I found these in the clearance section, nothing to do with yarn, but these are essential oil diffusers. I have another style, but I don't know what I did with it. So I got this one because this was $2.49 and it was 75% off of that. So I got this, and I actually got 2, so 1 I can give away. So There you go. I think that's the whole Hobby Loviness of it all. And yep, that's it for the Hobby Lobby. And that's it for any kind of homemade for this video. Okay, now let's move on. I got some WIPS. So if you watch the live, and speaking of Gnome towel toppers, or if you follow me on any of the other places that I mentioned, I have shown that this is a WIP just because I haven't put the nose on these. These are two Gnome towel toppers, Santa Gnome towel toppers, and it's a free pattern which I will link down below. The only thing these need are a nose. This is the same cotton that I made the beaded baskets out of. I think I got about this much of a ball left of that big old, I think it was a Bernat Handicrafter cotton yarn, 100% cotton. And if you can see, I put my own button on there. That's the name of my Etsy shop. And then I was at Dollar Tree and found the absolute perfect towel. These will just be spring, summer themed towel toppers, like no holiday specifically, but look at how perfect this towel goes with that yarn. So I was excited to find that at the Dollar Tree. So that's a WIP I wanted to share. The other WIP is being held in my L Gray bag. You guys know I scored this from Miss Lori Gray. Hi Lori, hey Bruce. And I don't think so this was made with a vintage style pattern, fabric, a vintage print. And this was my vintage make along from last year that I still haven't finished. Me and Chris did this make along, and I just want to show you a little progress. So I have made progress because I just felt like trying to work on some WIPs. And so I'm coming along. I didn't bring the book over here to see how far I have to go, but it's coming along. I may have, I don't know, maybe, I don't know how many more pattern repeats I have to do. And I'm using the Premier Anti-Pilling Everyday DK in the colorway linen for that. And hopefully I put a hook in here good because I'm using a size, I think it's an F hook on that. So those are the, I have many, many more WIPs, but those are the ones I'm going to share today. I just wanted to show some type of WIPs. And I have worked on those since you guys have, since I recorded an episode of the Crafty Nomad podcast. So I did want to show that. I still have the peacock. I still have the Bernie. I got a knitted sweater. I got a crochet sweater. I got a crochet 2 different Afghans. I have one that's a smaller one, and I have a bigger one that's a mile a minute one that I want to get working on. And I think, so I got a lot of WIPs. Okay, let's just be honest. Lots of WIPs. But just going to show those 2 for now. Now let's get on with some finishes, okay, in order of finishing. So you guys know, or maybe you don't know, for Mother's Day, my son got me like, I think 5 different Bernat blanket yarns. Each one a different color. So it was no way to really make a blanket out of all 5. So I decided, I mean, it could have been like just wild and crazy color. I could have done that. But I decided to try to make amigurumi out of all of them. So there's this pattern called, it's Baby Bear Amigurumi by Pixie, her name is Michelle Estrada. And she is a talented young crochet designer. She has a YouTube channel and it's called Pixie Marie Creates. She has a Facebook group. And this is a pattern that I saw Terry from the Yarn Joy podcast had tested it out. So I decided that I was going to try and make it in blanket yarn. Jordan had given me one of each color, like I said. So for these bears that I'm showing you now, I had to actually purchase another ball of this because it wasn't enough to finish it. So this is the first one. Now I'm gonna tell you, I made this one and put it together right before Chris and I got on for our last episode of the Hook and Stitch Live with Kim and Chris, which, by the way, the next episode is coming up on June the 26th. So mark your calendars, stay tuned. We will be back then. But literally, I was like, I just want to finish it. So I put it together. Was not quite happy with how it came together in the end because it's just weird. I didn't shape it good. I did not get good symmetry on the ears. I didn't even get good placement on the ears. But you know, it'll do. And this one, my son has named Strawberry. So there's Strawberry. No reflection on the designer or her pattern. This was because I was literally trying to finish it the night before our show, and I was not paying attention. I was not being meticulous in the way that I placed my things. And so this really, to me, don't even look like the pattern. I'll try to throw up a picture somewhere so you can see what it's supposed to look like. Well, you're going to see what it's supposed to look like in a minute, but I will show you the pattern picture somewhere around in here or here so you can see it, or you know, I'm gonna split the screen and show it while I'm talking. But these is still so cute and cuddly and so fun. This is like I said, Bernat blanket yarn, and I forgot the name of this colorway, but I definitely had to go to Michael's and get another one so that I could finish this one off. And I always tell you guys, I love a nice substantial amigurumi. So I love how they come out when you use blanket yarn, and you can do that with any pattern, really. You can just use a bigger yarn and your thing will come out big, much bigger than what the original pattern, because when she wrote this pattern, she used a worsted weight yarn, and she used a really, one of my favorites, and you'll be able to tell when I show up the picture. But I love it because it's cuddly and it's soft and it's fun. So that's this fella. So then I was like, okay. I went to Michael's and Jordan had given me, like I said, one of each. So I just went to Michael's and got one more of that color. And then I had a lot left over. And he had given me a solid pink one. So here's what happened. Now this one, very much what it's supposed to look like. So I got it right. And what you can see what I did. I used what I had left of I had a lot of the pink left, but I didn't have enough to actually do the whole thing solid pink. And I didn't want to go buy another one because then I would be trying to use the rest of that. So I'm really trying to just bust through those 5 and just use them up. So this one came out exactly like I should. I took my time. I paid attention. I pinned everything. I counted the stitches of where I was putting things and really got a better symmetry on this one. I also placed the muzzle first and then I put the eyes on. On the other one, I put the eyes on first. And when you see the picture, which I will put up again, you see that the eyes really should sit almost right on top of that, the muzzle. And this time I got it much better because I put the muzzle on first and then I put those eyes where they needed to be. So this one, my son has named Raspberry. So this is Raspberry. And I love how Raspberry came out. Now Raspberry I'm keeping. Jordan's gonna get Strawberry. So he also got me a blue one. Oh, let me show you what I have left over. I have this much of each one of these left over. I started to make something, but I'm going to rip that out. And I'm going to make another, well, I'm going to show you in a minute. But this is how much of this yarn I have left. And then he had given me a blue one. And when I went to Michael's, I found like a variegated blue one. And I bought that. And this is what I made. This is some bunny in the some yeah some bunny in the hood. I think it's called some bunny in a hoodie. And I love how this came out in the blanket yarn. I was inspired by a couple people. Angela. Um, Angela, your last name is escaping me right now. But Angela, it's two Angelas. Angie and Angela. Angie is from Loving Every Stitch by Ruby Baby. Ruby Baby! And she's made quite a few of these. You've seen this one around. She made one for Pam from Pamela's Knit and Crochet Corner. I decided to go for this pattern in the blanket yarn. Now, the solid color is the one that Jordan bought me. And then I purchased the variegated for the hoodie. I love this pattern. Very easy to make. And this one was started and finished 2 weeks ago on a Sunday, one day. It's a wonderful pattern, very easy, and so is the bear pattern. Very easy, very straightforward, well written, and you can get it done pretty quickly. So this guy's name is Blueberry. Jordan named this one, of course. This is Blueberry. So I still had, with this one it didn't take up as much of the yarn, so I still had a lot of both of these left over. And because Jordan wants to claim this one, I'm going to tell you, I don't want to give it to him. But I'm going to give it to him. The only reason why I don't want to is because he will drop kick this thing at some point or swing it around by his ears. And, you know, I don't want to see that happen. But, you know, I'm going to let him have it. So now you guys have seen it. You know how beautiful Blueberry actually is. And I will not show you the aftermath of what he might end up looking like. Maybe he won't drop kick it, but in the past, you know, that's how it was. Maybe he's too old and he'll just let it sit nicely on display. But what he would do is hug it and hold it because these are so soft and cuddly. And so, and doing that, I don't know. So with, I believe, I know that with, no, I didn't. So with this one, I failed to put in the dowel to stabilize. And so you can see how when he hugs it, you know, I tried, but look at how wobbly, okay? So I failed to do that. Don't fall, red strawberry. With this one, I mean, they have pretty big heads, so they still are gonna, the head is bigger than the body. But I did put a dowel. It's still shaking, but not as much. But there is a dowel in this one to try and stabilize. But it's just big, and the head is big. And so, yeah, the head is bigger than the body. So it's going to probably be it's going to eventually get really wobbly, even though I do have the dowel in there. Now, on this one, on Blueberry, he has a dowel too. And I guess they all are going to shake, but he does have the dowel to try. So just so you can see how it looks all the way around. Here's his tail and that. So like I said, I had a lot left. So today I finished another one. This is, I don't know, you know, you can see my ear placement is very different. But I still love it. I definitely put a dowel on this one to try. But again, it's another one where the body, even the way it's designed, the body is just much smaller than the head. But it's so cute. And here they are. Wait, let me hold them up. Maybe I'll get a nice thumbnail with these two. All right, maybe that'll be a thumbnail. But anyway, this is the second one. I use a slightly smaller hook. I believe I used a J on this one, and I used a K on this one. But when you look at the bodies, this one has a squatter body. So anyway, that is that for that. Now let me show you how much yarn I got left over for each one that was used in that. I just have this much left of that lighter blue, that sort of a periwinkle blue. And when this one came, it didn't have a label. They just had wrapped a white piece of paper around there with the serial number on it, with the scan number on it. But that's how much I have left. But I still have quite a bit of this one. So there will be another hoodie out of this one. It'll just be a different color body for the actual bunny. So I'm having fun with those. I'm enjoying that pattern. And I believe that's all. That is all that I have to show you. So a little life update. Let's see. All right. Went to Chicago for Memorial Day weekend. Saw my mama, saw my sister, my niece, my great nephew. Just me. I'm the only one who traveled. And just a quick trip to see my mom. I was hoping that I would figure out how to see at least Jeanette from DOY Creations 7. I didn't think I was going to be able to make it to Rose because I was only going to be Rose from Rose Likes Crochet. We had talked about it the last time I went home, which was 2019. Hashtag pandemic. This was my first post. You know, I don't think they consider us post-pandemic yet, but this was my very first trip on a plane since December of 2019. And so it worked out. It was beautiful. I flew Southwest. We had no problems whatsoever. A little bit of turbulence there and back, but otherwise, it was a very easy trip. And I just I didn't get to really see anybody, but I'm hoping that the next time I come, which will hopefully, I don't know, I want to go home 3 more times. But I don't know how that's going to work out. But that's what I want to do. I want to go again in the summer. I want to go again in the fall for my mother's 80th birthday. Then I want to go back for Christmas. So for sure I'm going to be there for her 80th birthday. We're throwing a nice shindig for her. We're looking forward to celebrating her 80th birthday. It was great to just see my mother. I'm going to show y'all how jazzy she is. I'm going to steal a picture from my sister. And I'm going to post it. I'm going to post it right here or split the screen so you can see just how jazzy my 79-year-old mama is. But I was just super happy to see her. I shared with you guys she had a hard time after that COVID-19 second shot. And it took enough, it was just worrisome until she got back to being herself. So I just really wanted to see her. So I went home, had a great time, saw my best friend there, and I plan to see more people next time, but it was just a short trip. Wonderful time. I barbecued some ribs and some chicken and some hot links while I was there. I made a cake. Just had a good time. Had a good time. It's just something about being in the home that you grew up in, and I'm so fortunate that we have that my mother still has that house, and I can go there. And I stood out on the porch at one point, and I just could imagine. I just looked up and down the street and remembered, playing double dutch, riding on the skateboard, playing street volleyball. We used to take a crack, like the asphalt was cracked, and that would be our that would be our net, and we would just play street volleyball. I mean, days when it rained really hard and and the water was standing, and we'd go out and play and take the milk cartons from the school lunch and make them into little boats. I mean, I didn't even eat school lunch. So I'm not sure where I got a carton from, and I definitely did not drink milk at school. So I don't know, but I just remember all these different things, and just being at home is just great. So that was wonderful. And then let's see what else. I think that's everything. No real deep life updates. I will tell you guys. I mentioned it on my lives. I'll mention it here too. I am going to be trying for a promotion, so keep me in your thoughts and prayers. I'm going to give it a shot, and hopefully it'll be all good. So anyway, I think that's it. I think that's all for this episode of the Crafty Nomad podcast. Be on the lookout. I am still doing live at lunch, so I'll be on Friday. School is almost over for Jordan. This is the last week of sixth grade. I think we're doing fine. And then, what else do I have? And then Chris and I will be back on for Hook and Stitch Live with Kim and Chris. And on June the 26th. And hopefully I will come back with another episode of the Crafty Nomad podcast somewhere in there. I have not really had a whole lot of crochet mojo. But, I mean, this looks like maybe I did, but I don't really. I did get those things done, but I've been, I'm going to tell y'all the truth. I've been, like, totally binge watching Korean dramas. And because I have to read subtitles, I can't crochet and watch dramas at the same time. So on Sundays, we have Zoom church. We have, I have Christi's live. I have Jeanette's live. So I use Sunday to watch YouTube. That's what I do. And that is when I get this crocheting done. So this is really only like a couple of sessions of crochet. It's not been like I crochet every day. Anyway, hopefully, I'm feeling more inspired, and we'll get more projects ready for you guys, and for myself really, but just to share with you guys. Anyway, that's it. That's all for this episode of the Crafty Nomad podcast. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you in the next video. Until then, keep it crafty. Bye, guys.